Hey, what's up, everybody? So today I want to talk about what happened yesterday when President Donald Trump launched an air attack against the Syrian government, where the U.S. military bombed a Syrian government air base that reportedly was a source of the chemical weapons that killed 70 people this past Tuesday. Now, this story is pretty much blown up. I mean, I've seen people who rarely talk about politics on Facebook talk about what's going on right now, and a lot of people are seeing this as a massive escalation that could lead us into another drag 'em out fight that is similar to what we did in Iraq and Afghanistan. And my opinion on this is that the United States just need to stay out of the Middle East, because right now in Syria, or specifically in Syria, you have basically almost a carbon copy of what happened in Iraq, or like the structure of the government in Iraq before we toppled it. And I'm thinking that what's going to happen after, or if we topple Bashar al-Assad, you're going to see the same thing that took place in Iraq, where basically you remove an authoritarian strongman, and then all the Islamist crazy rebel groups come in place to fill the vacuum. And look, Bashar al-Assad is not a good person by any stretch of the imagination. He has definitely done war crimes, and he's not a good person. But at the end of the day, you have to be pragmatic and say, hey, look, would you rather choose an authoritarian despot, or ISIS, who literally throws people who are gay off mosques? They behead people, they burn people alive. I mean, it's just real savagery. And remember in Iraq with Saddam Hussein, like Saddam Hussein was not a good guy at all. You know what I'm saying? Like Saddam Hussein would kill hundreds of thousands of his own people. Up in the north where the Kurds live. He had this one general named Chemical Ali, who literally got his nickname because he used chemical weapons against civilian populations. And Saddam's sons were psychopaths. I mean, Saddam and his sons like torturing people. Like, they are sick fucking people. But at the end of the day, Iraq was somewhat stable compared to how it is now with ISIS controlling, excuse me, let me rephrase that. ISIS at their peak controlled pretty much most of northwestern Iraq. So you just have to look at it like from a pragmatic standpoint. But in regards to Syria, the reason we attacked this air base was because there was reports saying that the Syrian government used chemical weapons on their own people. And if that's actually the case, and look, there's a lot of speculation. A lot of people are saying that they didn't do that because they already gave up their chemical weapons, and other people are saying that they did do that. So, you have to take all this information with a grain of salt. But let's say that they did use chemical weapons. On one hand, I'm like, that's good. If you bombed an air base and that was a source of chemical weapons, then okay, whatever, right? But then you also have to think of it like this. Are we really going to get into another drag 'em out war because a authoritarian despot who's lost control of like half of his country used chemical weapons against civilian populations? And look, man, chemical weapons and other specialty weapons or whatever, they're bad. And the people who are victims of those weapons, it's a very gruesome way to die. But the vast majority of people who are being killed over there is because of the bullets that are flying all over the place, man. Like, we have this sensationalism when it comes to chemical weapons and all these other different I don't know, like specialty weapons or whatever. But you have to remember that most of the killings that happens in these conflicts is just basically either it's crossfire or it's just people just shooting back and forth, you know. And the question is, are we going to escalate into another drag 'em out, conflict, and potentially being maybe an indirect war with Russia, or maybe even a direct war, because Syria is the Russian or is a Russian ally, and Vladimir Putin has been actively involved helping the Syrian government. So we also run that risk as well. So this is a lot of things we have to really think out, and try to go with the best option. But I don't think the best option whatsoever would be to, send our military to topple Bashar al-Assad, because once again, ISIS and al-Nusra are going to, fill that vacuum, and that's definitely not fucking good. So please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, and have a nice day. Peace.